Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in. Thanks for your patience. To my super chat, thank you so much. This might not be a long segment, but it's going to be very important. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been telling you for months, nobody is really interested in this right now. I mean, I can see that people really aren't that interested. It's not something that a lot of people see as the most important story out there, but it will be. Ladies and gentlemen, hit subscribe to my super chat. Thank you so very much. Eric H526, Luke St. Martin, to the moderators, thank you. JG, everybody here, thank you so very much for tuning in. I've been telling you, everyone, if you read my Federalist article in October of last year, I said we're heading towards a devastating stock market crash. We have runaway inflation. And I mean, you can look now, you have Netflix. Netflix stands to shed nearly $45 billion in market cap after borderline catastrophic forecast. Goldman Sachs had horrible trading revenues. Their stock tanked. How do you have Netflix, after 2 years of people being forced to stay home, how do you have Netflix tanking? Well, I can answer that, but you go a certain something, then you go broke. But how does that happen? This economy under mashed potato brains is going to tank. It is going to absolutely tank. Unfortunately. And by the way, Paul Bartlett, thank you so very much. I appreciate your support. Paul, thank you. To my super chat again, thank you. Subscribe, everyone, to the Stock Market Crash channel. That will be below in the description section. Unfortunately, I'll be doing a lot of work on the Stock Market Crash channel starting tomorrow. Herschel Ballard, thank you, Herschel. Thank you so very much, Herschel. Thank you. Missy, hello. Everybody here, hello. JG, everyone here, hello. Thank you so very much. When you talk about wealth inequality and an eviction moratoriums and a climate change and all of these Pavlovian buzzwords that are part of the religion on the left, every single thing they do, Herschel, thank you so very much. Paul, thank you so very much. Eric, by the way, Eric has a fantastic gaming channel. If you enjoy video games, he's fantastic. Subscribe to Eric H526's channel. But ladies and gentlemen, oil could reach over $100 per barrel. There are commodities traders that have options for $200 per barrel oil. Let me repeat that. $200 per barrel oil. Does that make sense to anyone? Is that even within the realm of possibility? Could mashed potato brains, our president, have tanked the economy to the point where we're going to have $200 per barrel oil? And if they say, well, it wasn't his fault, how many Democrats gleefully, and I write about this in the Federalist last year, how many Democrats gleefully said, it's too soon, it's too soon, it's too soon. They did not want economic activity, and they said, if you just listen to us, we'll keep everyone safe, and they're still obsessing over the same thing today. Every single thing they pushed for did not work. And now you have an economic catastrophe. Herschel Ballard, thank you so very, very much. To my super chat, I can't thank you enough. I've been trying to tell people, and honestly, I swear to God, if you are on the left, or if you're a Democrat, or if you're a progressive, or if you're an edgy leftist, socialist, communist, I don't want you to lose money in crypto. I think that Bitcoin's going to get down to $10,000 per coin. I don't want you to lose money in the stock market. Janet! Janet McGuffey. Janet, thank you so very much. Thanks for always your support. Thank you so very much, Janet. Thank you. Thank you so very much, Janet. Janet Herschel, Paul, thank you. I don't want you to lose money. I don't want you to lose money. I don't want anyone to lose money. You know, politics is one thing and disagreements are one thing, but I'm not like liberal pundits. They want you to suffer if you don't listen to them. Do you understand? Do you understand? They want you to feel extraordinary pain if you don't listen to them. They tube in themselves. If you don't listen to every single whim, if you don't abide by every single demand, if you don't heed every single warning and they happen to be right, or they think they're right and they're actually not, they want you to just feel endless pain and suffering. They want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. Good luck, we'll all need it. U.S. market approaches end of super bubble, says Jeremy Grantham. We are in what I think is the vampire phase of the bull market. What do vampires do? what do vampires do? Okay? And you're looking at a stock market where we're all, this economy is under a sword of Damocles, where if the Fed raises interest rates, they will slow perhaps inflation or prevent, or I should say slow down the pace of inflation, but they'll tank the market. And if they don't raise interest rates enough, inflation will tank the market. So they're caught between, our country is caught between a rock and a hard place. And all the experts and all the most wonderful, educated experts, the coolest people in the room, the liberal Democrats are so wonderful. They said, end all economic activity. They really live in their own bubble. They live in their own happy world where if you just control certain things, you know, a person like Alec Baldwin won't end a life accidentally. It's all about, and if I have to speak in the roundabout terms, well, you know what? I have to abide by, YouTube guidelines and, the algorithm and all that. That's another hallmark of liberal ideology. Prevent people from talking and speaking and try to silence any maybe provocative thought process or ideas or statements, to keep people safe. Everything is about your welfare, except, for example, with climate change, we now have record highs in coal, natural gas, oil. So I thought they were going to combat climate change. Instead, they've made fossil fuels even more expensive than ever. I thought they were going to end wealth inequality, or at least address it. Well, it's now worse. Then they say, oh, well, the childhood poverty was alleviated. No, it wasn't. Have you factored in 15% inflation? Have you factored in the price of food and energy? You need to feed your family. You need to, put the heater on. That gas bill and that electric bill is far more expensive than it ever was. Gee, do you think that's factored into these fantastic studies on Biden's policies? No. No, they're not. D. Velasquez, who controls the Federal Reserve? Nobody. I don't think anybody controls it. I think it's technically part of the government. So, or maybe technically isn't. I don't know. I think it's technically part of the United States government. So it's not controlled by anybody in particular. D. Velasquez, thank you. Thank you, D. Velasquez. Thank you. It's supposed to be apolitical, but it's not. Um, I believe it's technically part of the United States government, so the people, the citizens of the country, taxpayers. But you have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where why is this not working? It's bizarre. All right, so just look at this right here. Look at this chart right here. Okay? This is just in terms of the past 5 days. Okay? Check this out, people. What have I been telling? This is nothing. Again, if you're a communist or socialist and you've invested in Bitcoin or you want to make money in the stock market, God bless you. You don't see the irony in that, but that's fine. So if you're a communist, socialist, far left, edgy, far left pundit, and everything AOC and Nancy Pelosi, everything they do, and Biden, it's interesting too. We have the counterculture in this generation is actually the establishment. It's really, it's hilarious. I have never seen a left or a left of the political spectrum so beholden to establishment politics in my life. That was never the case growing up, or even 10 years ago, really. Maybe 10 years ago, somewhat. But I don't want anyone to lose money. That's the thing. I don't want anyone to lose money. It doesn't make me feel vindicated or good. I'm not like liberal pundits or progressive pundits, or they're like, you know what, if you don't listen to us, you should suffer. It's like, well, you know what? That's a testament to who you are as individuals. This stock market's going to tank directly because of Biden's policies. He made it difficult to extract fossil fuels. Therefore, natural gas and oil are at record highs. He wanted to combat climate change, and he made things worse for working people who have to pay higher electric bills, energy bills, gas bills. When they pump their car full of fuel, they pay more out of their paycheck. That increases wealth inequality. We're going to have another recession. When you have Netflix losing billions in market cap because they have a terrible when you have Netflix, okay, how does Netflix, let's read this, okay? How does Netflix executive expect less than half the net new subscribers that analysts projected for the first quarter of 2022, sending shares down nearly 20% in late trading? The market is going to tank tomorrow. We've had 5 days. Look at this. This is 5 days of just terrible loss of money. It's just loss of market cap, so paper money, or money that's on your in a portfolio. You're going to see hedge funds go under very likely, like Archegos, depending on how quick. You know what? It was 15. Look at this number right here. Look at this number right here. Okay? 15 1,000, almost 1,600 points down. Okay? 1,600 points down in 5 days. Okay? Once it goes below 30,000, it'll go below 30,000. 20,000 is next, or 25,000. Okay? This is going to be devastating. People are going to lose 40, 50, 60, 70, 80% of their portfolio. And it's going to be because policies were not geared towards economic growth. We had a terrible economic rebound. So Dow Jones futures fall as Netflix dives on subscriber guidance. Ugly market reversals teach painful lessons. So this is Investors Business Daily. What happened yesterday and the day before is that The Dow Jones futures. So if you go Dow Jones futures, this is kind of a little snapshot. Okay, hold on one second. This is kind of a little snapshot if you want to find out, what's the market gonna do tomorrow? Maybe, okay. But see, that's not. It's not really. It's not really. It's not really accurate. So what you see now is just pre-market trading. So there's trading even before the market opens at 6:30 a.m. And you see, what the index is Dow futures, S&P 500 futures, and NASDAQ futures. NASDAQ's going to take a gigantic poop, gigantic dump, because everything's overvalued, especially technology. When Netflix is supposed to put you in a chair and relax, or a sofa with popcorn, and you would think that people would want that the past 2 years. Well, now they don't, or at least now they're finding other ways to amuse themselves. Maybe they're tubining themselves. Who knows? But NASDAQ's down 130 points, S&P is down 17 points, Dow futures were actually down like 100 or so, now they're only down 5. A couple of minutes ago they were up by 15, and yesterday the Dow futures and the day before were up 100. It's counterintuitive. I am not, day trading is like the most dangerous thing you could do. I am not I don't advise anyone day trade, especially in this market this year. But people don't, it's not really that interesting. I can see, on the channel, I usually get 10 to 20,000 views, depending on the segment. And I'm like, they crash stock, it's happening. And it's like, no, what did H.A. Badman, stock market? Nobody cares now. But they're going to care tomorrow. They're going to care this week. They're going to care next week. You're going to start seeing a Lehman Brothers or Bear Stearns or Enron or Archegos type of situation. It's going to be bad. Very bad. Very, very bad. Very, 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 very bad. Let's read this. All right, let's read this. The U.S. is approaching the end of a super bubble spanning across stocks, bonds, real estate, and commodities following massive stimulus pushed by, that's right, Democrats, potentially leading to the largest markdown of wealth in history once pessimism returns to rule the market. Pessimism is already there. I'm trying to tell everybody this, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. I swear to God, nobody cares. And it's like, it's just, it's like, exactly, JG, exactly. The quantitative easing, the tightening by the Fed has already begun. They're not going to buy Treasury bonds and government debt and mortgages, and they're not going to essentially be pumping money into the economy. Quantum football! I handed my boss's... You were 100% true on it. I think this should be the next thing to go viral. Quantum football, you are 100% true. I definitely didn't write this myself. It was somebody else. I think a senior in high school, yeah. A senior in high school. I don't even know. I don't even know who it was. I don't know who it was. A senior in high school, or maybe a Klingon from Star Trek, or maybe even Gremlins. Somebody gave it to me. I don't even know, but I definitely didn't write myself. I definitely didn't as Alec Baldwin write on a Splenda packet myself, because I mean, who would do that? Except me, because I did. Because the writing was the same writing as the bizarre "I'm losing my life" uh, cartoons. Quantum football, yes. Thank you, Quantum football, as always. Thank you. I love how he's like he had to think of this, and he had to think like what would be something that would show the immense public, the immense groundswell of support for me, the immense undercurrent of support for me. That's right. Somebody would have to write on a discarded artificial sweetener packet. That would mean that the whole world was backing me. Oh no. I have the Cujo. I mean, everywhere I go, there's a mosquito. It's unbelievable. But anyway, thank you, Quantum Football. Thank you. it's like it's like this is just this is just something that it is going to be the biggest story, and I don't think people realize how important this is. I mean, the midterms, we could Trump Republicans will get the House. They could get the Senate also. They could get the Senate also. I mean, Build Back Better tanked. Then they have a voting bill that tanked. Then what else did he want? Oh, protocols that he demanded tanked. So I mean, it's like, what? Tell me what this man has done. I mean, you have to ask yourself, like, what has he accomplished? Aside from trying to destroy the economy, which he did, he's done a good job of that, I guess. Um, but here, I mean, you can go ahead and type in stock market crash. People are talking about this now. People are talking about it's finally becoming like it was always a mainstream topic, but now everyone's talking about this 12 hours ago, 13 hours ago. I mean, Jeremy Grantham. Here, will the U.S. housing market crash in 2022? Um, Jeremy Grantham doubles down on crash call, says sell-off has started. Everyone knows this. It is going to be, I mean, you're probably going to see a 2,000, 3,000, 2,000 to 3,000 point drop one of these days, maybe tomorrow, maybe next month, maybe the month after. And then when that happens, it's not like things are going to go back up immediately. They might go back up and then just come crashing down again. Inflation is not, they can't stop inflation. That's the problem. There's nothing they can do to stop inflation. Nothing. They can't stop inflation. So if you look, Dow Jones, and in 1 month, you had 777 points down. You have in 5 days, 1,600 points down. Let's see, 6 months. 6 months, 82 points. Year to date. So Year to date, almost 2,000 points down. I mean, this is going to be a terrible year for the market. An absolutely terrible year. Now, in February of last year, it was at 30, but you have to ask yourself, why did it go up? Just because they allowed the economy to function? That's not a reason to buy stocks. I mean, initially it could be. It's not a reason to buy stocks. That's not a reason to buy stocks. Just because Freedom Autopsy, thank you. I appreciate it. I think it's working, yeah. Freedom Autopsy, thank you so very much. The housing market needs serious correction in my area. Home values, 50. Wow, not sustainable. I agree with you. Interest rates so low, and everything. Okay, what they did was, this is what happened. They overreacted with draconian policies and hysterical and apoplectic, apoplectic, Big Daddy, hello. A hysterical and completely apoplectic response to you know what. Okay? And then what they did was, when they ended economic activity, they said, oh, well, we're going to replicate an economy. We're going to replicate an economy. We're going to try to just pump $10 trillion into the market. This is interesting. $1 out of $5 created by Fed. Almost a fifth of all U.S. dollars were created this year. Well, that was 2 years ago, but we'll just say in the past couple of years. Okay? This is actually my prom photo right here. Almost a fifth of all U.S. dollars were created this year. Well, in the past 2 years. About 20% of all U.S. dollars were created this year. The Federal Reserve has printed unprecedented amounts of money to support the economy. They didn't have to do that. Why didn't they have to do that? Because there wasn't a need for the draconian, hysterical, paranoid response. They engage in the most self-destructive, counterproductive response, and then they say, well, you know, it was unprecedented. We didn't know what to do. It's like, well, that doesn't... So what? So what? What does that mean? Who cares if it was unprecedented? You made a wrong call. You can't just simply say, oh, well, I tried. You know? You can't just simply say, well, I tried. And Missy, you're right. I mean, every country, Australia, UK, Paul, thank you again. Paul Bartlett, so kind of you as always. And for your kind words, Paul in Australia, for your kind words, thank you. You can't just continually say that, well, we made the wrong decision, but we did so under duress, and we tried our best. So, you know what, just, please forgive us, or you must forgive us. It's never please with the morally superior, apoplectic liberal Democrats. It's you must forgive and forget immediately. Cheat Bernie Sanders, make sure that Bernie Sanders doesn't win a primary, that, I mean, the man would have won had he won Iowa in 2020, but they railroaded him again. Oh, an app? Really? Well, thanks a lot, Elizabeth Warren. You said that I said a woman couldn't win. Ah, Lizzie, you know that song by the OJ's Backstabber? That's what you are. They don't. She don't even be home, but I don't even be home, but they still keep on calling. Thanks a lot, Elizabeth Warren. They totally railroaded Bernie Sanders again, but of course he's part of the racket. The man is part. Oh my God, I don't even get into it. I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post, the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. But that's when it wasn't cool. That's when he was a big problem. Then you have people who. One person wrote a hit piece just to disparage me, and then he wrote a book on AOC. I'm like, okay, wow. The racket on the left within the Democratic Party is unbelievable. They will just gravitate towards anything that is anything that they can derive either popularity, definitely income from. But it's like, why would you write a hit piece on the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, and then a couple years later write a book on AOC? Makes no sense. But you're going to look, what can you do now when there's another financial catastrophe? I mean, what can you do? What can you do? What can you do if there's another? You have one out of every $5. You want one out of every $4. Yeah, how about one out of how about just you know what? I want to buy a newspaper and it'll cost $5, $10. Just because one out of every $4 now dollars or one out of every $3 was created. So you can't just continually pump money. This is what they do. This is what Democrats do. And it's the biggest racket in the world. They create poverty with their stupid policies, like pushing to end economic activity to help people. Then they say, "Oh, well, we're gonna demand an eviction moratorium." Well, you ended the ability of people. You prevented people from working. So please tell me how that's helping the working class or the poor. Democrats and wonderful, morally superior liberals and progressives, a lot of them, some of them are really awesome, but they look in the mirror, I am a wonderful person, I'm protecting the poor. As they live in $1 million homes with homeless people, outside going to the bathroom, but they don't think about that. So they think about Trump's tweets, and that's it. And if they feel good about themselves. And all their policies, from their obsession with climate change, causes fossil fuels to go to record highs. So oil and gas and coal are at record highs. It's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. Let's see, pre-market. So this goes on and on. Like, now the Dow is up 26, but again, I mean, this is what's so frightening. The futures, the past couple of days, the Dow Jones was up. The Dow Jones was up, and the Dow Jones started up like 100 points today, but it just came crashing down. So the Federal Reserve doesn't seem to get bubbles, says Grantham, pointing to the ineffably massive stimulus. Okay, so we learned that you can't end the U.S. economy and then try to pump money to replicate the U.S. economy. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You just can't do that. You just can't do that. I mean, I couldn't believe 2 years ago. I couldn't believe. I just couldn't believe what they did, and I knew that it wouldn't end well. And when I wrote in October in the Federalist, I had no idea when it would happen, but it's happening now. Andrew Morgan! You ever think the irony of the greatest examples of a company gaslighting investors was an energy company? That's true. Enron, Andrew, Enron was a strong buy even like a couple of months before it went under. Wall Street they don't care. It's like Wall Street, Hollywood, and politics. Washington, D.C., Wall Street, and Hollywood, they run primarily on public relations. Andrew Morgan, thank you so very much. Enron is the perfect example. What they did to Enron, mashed potato brains is trying to do this country. Mark, thank you. Freedom Autopsy Report. Freedom Autopsy Report. Thank you, Andrew. Great. And it's so true. It is so true. You're right on that, Andrew. Thank you. Freedom, thank you so very, very much. Freedom, thank you so very much. Freedom Autopsy Report, thank you so very much. To my super chat, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not, Jeremy Grantham. He is awesome. He is, if you've heard him speak, I really, really suggest you hear him speak. Just type in Jeremy Grantham. He's so articulate, so intelligent. I mean, there's a bunch of other people too. Michael Burry is awesome. He's like on and off Twitter. It's kind of hilarious. I haven't had Twitter in like 3 years. Twitter it's like a dystopian nightmare. But Michael Burry, he's like, you know, it's like the greatest bubble in history by a magnitude of 2 or by order of 2. It's unbelievable. Freedom, thank you. Andrew, thank you. I mean, Jeremy Grantham, I really do suggest that you watch him. Oh, thank you so very much. Eric, thank you. He is articulate, intelligent, witty. He was there, for every bubble and for every market crash, 87. The market crash in Japan, if you can believe this, the Nikkei still has, the Tokyo Stock Exchange still has not reached the levels of the late 1980s from what Jeremy Grantham was saying. I mean, you could look it up. I'm sure he's right. Think about that for a second. Think about that. Okay? Think about that for a second. So let's just see. All right. On December 29, 1989, Japan's Nikkei stock market index hit a high of 38,916, a milestone that proved to be the last hurrah of the country's asset-inflated bubble economy. What followed was a spectacular fall from the heights of the mid to late 1980s. The stock market plummeted, losing more than $2 trillion in value. In the years that followed, the Japanese surveyed. Okay, so it still, look, you can look at the chart right here. It still has not reached. The Nikkei still has not reached the Nikkei still has not reached its highs. So 2 trillion, 2 trillion, well, still has not reached its highs. It's still it's still below. I mean, think about that. It's been 30 years. It's been 30 years. And they still haven't reached, where it was. So that's just, Jeremy Grantham talks about that too. I mean, you look, ladies and gentlemen, and inflation is rampant. You're not going to be able to stop it. And if you raise interest rates, which the Fed wants to do, if you raise interest rates, you're going to tank the market. If you don't raise interest rates, then you're going to tank the market with inflation. In 5 days, 1,600 points. And that's just like, that's a 5-day span without people really thinking about the stock market crash. Like, I'm telling you, my segments aren't doing anything. Most of my viewers don't care at all. Well, whatever. But it's like going to be the biggest story in a couple of weeks. Probably by tomorrow. It will be the biggest story out there. Tell your friends to watch this channel. And tell your friends to read my Federalist article. That'll be below in the pinned comment. When the pessimism, especially with social media, which I don't have. I don't have Twitter. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Instagram. I haven't had Facebook and Twitter for like 3 years. Over 3 years. And the paranoia, the hysteria, the negativity, the fear, the anxiety, the frustration, that's going to be amplified. I mean, you're going to see the hedge funds with their derivatives trades are going to, a lot of them will probably tank, or some of them will probably tank. That alone could lead to a too big to fail moment. Then you have supply chain issues. Then you have labor shortages. I mean, how could you end economic activity simply because the smartest people in the room told you to do so? And honestly, President Trump should have pushed back. I mean, he couldn't have. There's really no way he could have, but he should have. I mean, they blamed him anyway. They blamed him anyway. They blamed the man anyway. He should have pushed back. All throughout that year, Democratic run states had the worst outcomes. And you had Andrew Cuomo winning an Emmy. Isn't that typical Hollywood? Winning an Emmy. So, all right, and we'll wrap this up soon. Let's see, Dow Jones. The NASDAQ Composite just logged its 66th correction since 1971. Here's what history says happens next. Well, I don't know if... Let's see. I just think it's going to get worse. Cramer says the market is treacherous now. Cramer was saying that it was a great time to invest, not like 3 weeks ago. I did a segment on the stock market crash channel. 3 weeks ago, Cramer was saying how wonderful things were. He was actually thanking Jerome Powell. He actually toasted. Jim Cramer actually toasted. I think he took out some champagne. Like it was like, the Great Gatsby. And he was like, here's to you, Jerome Powell. Yeah. He's like, thanks for not giving in to the fear. Okay. And I knew, I'm like, you know what? I know I'm right. Because James Cramer thinks that it's a good time to invest. Oh my God. Could you imagine what Joe Biden's true approval rating is if you didn't have all of media and every liberal activist in journalism propping him up? Annabelle Lee, hello. I love you. I love you. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm trying to do this. How do I? Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Can't do something on my own. What is going on here? Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Um, so, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to probably end very soon. Why Wall Street is celebrating everything, like every single thing has to be like no matter what he does. If he poops in his pants, heaven forbid. Well, why Wall Street? In every time a president's done that, it's been a rebound in the market. If Trump, whatever Trump does, no, Trump, horrible Trump, no. The Raws, hello. But it's like when the market does crash, and it will, when the market does crash, you're going to see people say, well, at least it's not Trump. At least it's not Trump. At least Trump isn't tweeting. That's what you'll say. That's what they'll say. At least Trump isn't tweeting. At least Trump isn't tweeting, and you know what? Even if people lose 80% of their retirement accounts, at least our democracy is safe from the orange monster. Safe from the orange monster. Trump! Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. Eric H526. Luke St. Martin, everybody here, thank you. JG, always a pleasure. Everyone here, thank you. To my super chat, I cannot thank you enough. Paul, Freedom, Autopsy Report, Andrew, everybody here. Janet, everybody here, thank you. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Please go ahead, tell your friends about this channel. I have been the Roz Rodriguez. Thank you so very much. Well, I can't leave. We'll go, right before 12. So 10, 15 more minutes. JG, the Roz just, I feel I can't just leave right now. So the Roz Rodriguez, thank you so very much. Let's just continue for 10 more minutes. No, don't say bye, everybody. Stay. Stay. Now everyone's saying bye because I said I was going to go. Everyone stay. I'm not leaving yet. The Roz Rodriguez is so amazing. God bless you. Thank you. Everyone stay, though. Stay. I'm not leaving yet. The Roz Rodriguez is just too kind, too wonderful. I'm just going to stay. And Eric, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Tammy, I will stay away from them. Trust me. Faraz Rodriguez, thank you so very, very much. Always so kind of you. Always so sweet of you. Thank you so much, Faraz Rodriguez. Thank you. Roz Rodriguez, I can only say this. I think that anyone in the stock market right now, I don't suggest timing the market. I don't think that's a good thing. I would venture to say anyone who, this is very important. I have a tiny bit of wisdom, not much, but a lot of the lessons I've learned, you learn the hard way. And I think that if you're about to retire, there's no reason to be in the market. It would be foolish if you need the money within a year. It would be absolutely foolish. I don't know how many times I've said that. The Roz Rodriguez, thank you so much. I don't know how many times I've said that. But again, who am I? I'm not Jeremy Grantham. I'm not Michael Burry. I'm just, I wrote my Federalist article. I'm very proud of that, very happy. This is going to be a terrible year for stocks and for the economy. A terrible year. I mean, it's like whatever. Oh, did you see what Robert Reich? Oh my God. He made a reference, or he tried to infer that, I don't even want to get, who knows what you can talk about. He tried to infer that Democrats should have, there should have been physical consequences for a senator who didn't vote alongside Democrats on the filibuster. And then he's like, oh, well, I'm definitely against, I'm sorry. They're all over the place all the time. I'm telling you, the Roz Rodriguez, everyone here, I am telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. I know, JG, I know. The Roz, good to know, okay. I'm sure, if you're not about to retire within the next year, okay, but I mean, I'm not into timing the market, but my God, this year I think is going to be so bad. But the Roz Rodriguez, thank you again. But if you're about to retire, no business being in the market. But what they're gonna do, I'm telling you, watch for this. Watch for this. When the market tanks, it will be like this. I'm telling you. Dun, 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 dun. The market tanked 20% today. But wait, this is actually a great time. This proves that Joe Biden's policies are working to help working families and the poor. Dun, 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 and they're going to run with it. They're going to run with it. New data shows that people born between 1983 and 1985 are doing better than ever, even with the stock market tanking 50%. Oh, thank you, Biden. That's what's going to happen. You watch. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. They're going to spin everything. They are going to spin everything into, well, at least it's not Trump. This is what democracy is about. People losing their retirement. Oh, yay, democracy, yay. Yeah, I think Tesla is going to go down. I don't know. Like, I was speaking to a mechanic the other day, actually, and he's like, yeah, Tesla has a whole bunch of competition. I'm like, yeah, it's true. I mean, I don't understand why people don't see that they have competition. I like Elon Musk. I think he's, pretty awesome. Mainly because not because of Tesla, because of the rockets. But it's not like Tesla is the only. They have the greatest market share in terms of electric vehicles, but they have competition. Not like they're going to always have the same grasp of the market share. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. The Roz Rodriguez, thank you so very much. Herschel Ballard. Herschel, how might precious metals respond? Well, I think probably gold will do. I mean, probably gold will do well. The thing with precious metals is that I think that it's more about not losing all your money. You know, that's Herschel. I think that's the allure of that's the allure of um, gold. So the allure is that you don't want to lose your money. Liana! Oh my goodness! Liana, thank you. I'm going to try again. It's Liana. Love your show. So glad I caught the end of it. Liana, thank you so very much. You are all so wonderful. Herschel, the Roz Rodriguez, Liana Bond, thank you so much. We'll do 7 more minutes, everybody. Thank you so very much. I saw the legal analyst Jeffrey Toobin on on CNN the other day, and I'm thinking, wow, must be good to be a liberal Democrat. Must be good. Must be good. If you were a conservative and you picked your nose during a Zoom meeting, you would be excommunicated. You would have committed blasphemy. You would have committed heresy. You would have been, oh my God, you never work again. But if you zoom in, no problem. No problem. Liana, thank you so very much. Very kind of you. Herschel, thank you so very much. As always. I mean, I think Herschel, the allure is just not losing. I don't know how much. I don't think the allure to gold is making a lot of money. The allure is not losing your money when the market tanks. It's going to tank. If tomorrow, okay, here's my last parting thoughts. The Roz Rodriguez, Herschel, Liana, everyone here. Deep thoughts with H.A. Batman. Deep thoughts. Do you ever watch Saturday Night Live and just not laugh? Like nowadays? I just don't like. Is this comedy today is just not funny. It's just not funny. Maybe the world has passed me by, but the canned laughter on every lame, like, there's like you can't make people truly laugh if you're always so petrified of offending somebody. That's not comedy. That's what you see on YouTube. You'll see like 1 million views and 500,000 views, and I'm like, a lot of times I won't even laugh. Or like I wanted to watch Jimmy Kimmel and see like what he was, and it's just like if you took a Democratic operative and just taught him a little bit about stand up or a little bit about how to do a monologue, that's what it would be about. Like he sounds just like somebody who works for the Democratic Party but just happens to have a show. And not funny at all, just like malicious. But if tomorrow the market goes up, it might take a couple of weeks for the crash to really take place. Sweet Serenity, hello. If tomorrow the market goes down, it ain't going to be good. Friday ain't going to be good. So if tomorrow, the Roz Rodriguez, if tomorrow the market goes up, then it might take a couple of weeks or, But if the market goes down tomorrow, OMG. C. Murph! C. Murph! I have to tune in more to your stock market stuff. Thank you, C. Murph. Thank you so very much, everybody, to my super chat. Thank you. I have a couple more minutes, but I just want to thank you so much, C. Murph. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Please tell your friends, C. Murph, Liana, Roz Rodriguez. I don't have any friends. They all left me because of Trump. But if you still have friends, unlike a person like me who has no friends, which is fine. The friends left. I'm like, you know what? Thank you for telling me who you were. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay? I don't need a Julius Caesar moment one day with all my, anyway. C. Murph, thank you. Tell your friends about this channel. I have been telling you, ladies and gentlemen. The market's going to crash. Thank you so very much, Mary. Thank you. Thank you. Mary, so kind of you. Thank you. I've been telling you the market's going to crash. It's crashing. I'm not right about everything, but I'm right about a lot, honestly. I don't want to pat myself on the back, but I'm right about a lot. Anyway, thanks so much. God bless you all. Be careful out there. I'll be back. Tell your friends about the Stock Market Crash channel. Be here tomorrow. I'm going to do like a bunch of segments. Thank you, Dale. Thanks, everybody. I have a bunch of segments that I'm going to do. If the market continues to tank, it's game over, man. Game over, man. Game over.